Sports fans love the movie Rudy, the true story of a walk-on making a name for himself at the University of Notre Dame.
And this season, a young man from the Valley is trying to write his own Rudy story for the Fighting Irish. He just made the team, and here's Mark McClune.
In this lifetime, you don't have to prove nothing to nobody except yourself.
It's a tearjerker for tough guys. The story of Rudy Rudiger, who went from walk-on to Notre Dame legend. This spring, Brandon Garcia made the Irish roster as a walk-on in a story that might rival Rudy's.
I would have never guessed this would happen.
Valley football fans may remember Brandon Garcia as a star at Seton Catholic.
It was okay if I didn't play again. It was just, I had such a good experience that, I didn't need to play again, but if I did, I would jump at the opportunity.
He didn't even consider going to Notre Dame until his girlfriend got in and fell in love with the school.
I was like, okay, how do I get into this school? I got to figure out a way to get in. I didn't tell him I was coming, flew out to Notre Dame, got to Chicago at 11, South Bend at 3 in the morning, woke up 5 hours later, got to the Dome. They were like, okay, cool, thanks for coming out. We appreciate you visiting the school.
A few weeks later, Brandon got the phone call. He got in, but the only football on his agenda was intramurals until he met another Irish student named Brandon.
Our starting quarterback for this upcoming year, Brandon Wimbush, he lives in my dorm, just by chance. I kind of became friends with him and a couple of the other players on the team, and he texted me and was like, hey, tryouts are next week, you should go. It turns out that Brandon had called on my behalf. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. That was the nicest thing anyone could have done for me.
And after getting called Rudy by all of his friends and family, he finally watched the film for the first time.
To be honest, I hadn't seen it until the summer. I hadn't seen it. I knew the story. I knew everything about it, but I hadn't seen the movie, so it hit me hard. It was a movie I could really connect to.
Brandon says he's actually going to miss the game day experience of being a fan, but will gladly trade it to play again. Right now on the depth chart, he's listed as a defensive back and will most likely play on special teams. I'm Mark McClune in the newsroom.